Sorry for the episode delay. This episode was supposed to come out at 12 p.m. on Friday. It is currently coming out on Saturday morning, so apologies for that, but I hope you guys enjoy the show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of Facts Not Included's Tangent Friday. I'm your host, Peter Cabranes, and it's another solo episode for me today. I just decided to get up and do an episode for you guys. As always, I like to make sure that a Friday episode goes out. I know we didn't have one, I think, this past Friday. Just been busy doing things in my life. But, sometimes, I can't get behind the microphone. But I hope you guys are checking out factsnotincluded.com and checking out the latest articles that we have for you. Don't forget, I have a article on there, Star Wars: A Reflection. I wrote about my experiences with Star Wars and what I hope to see from the fan base going forward. The negativity of Star Wars fans needs to stop. And don't forget AD Greer's little article about Bite Me, a rom-com with a bite. Check that out at factsnotincluded.com. Do not forget, we do have a forum page on there. So factsnotincluded.com/forum. Create your own little stories and discussions there. Have people talk about it. Share that with all your friends so that they could have a discussion about it. Basically, a place for fans to get together and talk. That's really what it's all about. You talk about movies, music, literature, and whatever is on your mind. So let's talk about something that's on my mind. Congratulations to the Toronto Raptors on winning the NBA Finals. What a game that was. Last night's game, 114, I believe, to 110. The Golden State Warriors lost to the hands of the mighty Raptors. I can't say I'm surprised. I know this is not a sports podcast, but I want to talk about it a little bit for a second. I can't say I'm completely surprised. Antonio's the big Raptors fan. He's a big NBA guy, too. I would like to just say this, given what he's told me, because I haven't really followed the NBA this year. I'm not a big fan of basketball to begin with. But I was excited to see the Raptors win. But again, like I said, I'm not surprised given what Antonio has told me. Many injuries on the Golden State team. The Warriors dealt with a lot of injuries. Obviously, we saw Durant blow out his knee again. Or is it his ankle? I don't even know. But he blew out, I think it was his ankle. He messed up his ankle and out for the season. Now he just had surgery, I think. That's what just happened. The guy's a mess. And they needed him, I guess, this series. They didn't need him a couple of years ago when they won those championships without him, or the championship without him. But it's complicated, I guess. Given the situation, you were playing a different team this year. You weren't playing the same Cavaliers, so you're playing a different style team. And this year was the year that the Warriors needed Kevin Durant, I suppose, or their players on their benches. Again, I don't know anybody on the Warriors team. I really don't know much other than the big names, and I don't know really anyone on the Raptors other than Lowry and my guy Kawhi Leonard, who I think is the best basketball player in the NBA for several years now. And he was on the Spurs, my favorite team in the NBA. I absolutely adored that guy, and the fact that he's on the Raptors and he just won a championship is a testament to who he is. I don't know what I just said there. It's a testament to who he is, and as well as the Raptors organization. But anyway, move away from that. Congratulations to the Raptors. So, what to talk about next? So, as you know, no surprise here that Dark Phoenix did suffer in the box office this past weekend. A very, very low numbers. I think it was in the 40s, something like that. Dark Phoenix came in with something around, I think it's somewhere between 30 and 40 to $50 million, which is a very, very low opening weekend for a movie like that. They were expecting upwards, I think, of 80 or more. if they're not mistaken. Very low box office for Dark Phoenix. Can't say I'm surprised. Still haven't seen it, and like I said, I have zero interest in checking out that film. But I am interested in seeing a little bit, like a tiny fraction, not even a whole lot, is Men in Black International. It's a film that is coming out this weekend. It actually, well, technically came out yesterday on Thursday. I hope you guys do check it out. I'm not behind the movie at all. The reason I want to have people check it out, I guess, is because it's a Men in Black movie. The first two were funny and they're pretty awesome. And the third one is a movie we don't talk about. And so I just hope that the fourth one is a lot of fun. I'm curious if there's going to be any relation between the original movies. Like, will they talk a lot about the original crew, like Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones? So I'm curious about that. But other than that, I think this is the type of remake or continuation that maybe Ghostbusters needed to do. You know, have a sort of connection to the original two movies so that you can move on from there, which is why I'm excited to see the new Ghostbusters whenever that third one comes out that they're currently apparently working on with the original cast. But the Ghostbusters, the female Ghostbusters, I think that's something they should have done, which is have a connective tissue between the original movie and the new movie. That's the only way you're going to get people to get hooked and to get excited for your new version. Also, I think that's what they're doing with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. They're doing a remake with Josh Gad, I heard. But it's not a remake. It's kind of like a soft connection, soft reboot. I don't know what you want to call that. But apparently he's one of the sons from the original movie, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And he's going to, I guess, do the same. But that's I like that. Have me want to be connected in some way if you're going to do that. But anyway, that's that. Men in Black, I think, let's see what else is coming out this weekend. I'm blanking on what's coming out. So let's see, June 2019 releases, and this weekend is the 14th. Let us check it out. So we got Men in Black International. Oh, Shaft, that's right. Shaft is coming out. I'm excited about Shaft, actually. I've never seen the original. I've seen the Samuel L. Jackson one. I can't talk sometimes. I have like a lisp or weird sounds come out of my mouth. Anyway, Shaft, the Sam Jackson one I saw back in, 2001, 2002, whenever it came out. I saw it years later, but that movie's coming out. I'm pretty excited about that. The Dead Don't Die. I'm hearing a lot of negative about this movie. It's got a interesting cast, I'll say that, but I heard it just doesn't work. I'm gonna try to check it out. I'm gonna try to see it. But listen to this. Here's the cast in this movie. You have Selena Gomez, Bill Murray, Steve Buscemi, Adam Driver, Danny Glover, and I think a couple other big names that are not on the list that I'm looking at right now. But you have quite a number of people checking out. You have a couple number of people in this movie that are pretty big names. So anyway, there's that. That's coming out as well. American Woman. I've heard about this movie. Ridley Scott, Aaron Paul, Sienna Miller, whoever else is in the movie. I've heard it's doing well on Rotten Tomatoes. I've heard most people that see it aren't big into it, so I don't know. But yeah, that's the movies that are coming out. And then a movie that has come out on Netflix that I'm sure I'm going to do a review on. Let me know in the comments. Let me know, and let us know on Twitter and whatnot. Do you want to see a review of the new Bob Dylan film that just came out? It's called Rolling Thunder. Documents the troubled spirit of America in 1975 and the joyous music of Bob Dylan performed during the fall of that year. It was a tumultuous tour for Bob Dylan, from what I know just off the top of my head. I know he just he enjoyed doing it, but he didn't make a lot of money. It was a tough time because he was just coming off of he was a very I don't know how to put it. He was seen as this, I guess by today's standards, a rebel to the status quo at the time when it came to music. A lot of people saw him as a danger. You know, a lot of older parents of that generation saw him as a danger to their young children. His music was, you know, devil music or something. I don't know. You know, he was a rock and roller. You know, and a lot of people weren't into that. And he changed the culture a lot. You know, 1975, America was very different. The way they saw musicians and music as a, I mean, you know, you had Elvis in the 60s, right? They were still dealing with that shift in the 70s. It was only, what, 10 years, 12 years earlier. So it was very new, the shift of rock and roll into the lives of many people. Yeah, the Rolling Stones were out at the time. The Beatles were already over. You know, so it was still a different time, though. But it was a much more accepting of music from Bob Dylan. But I don't know. It was a different era. But I want to check it out because Martin Scorsese's behind it. Bob Dylan's in the movie. Like, it's a documentary, so it's not a drama or anything like that. But I want to check it out because Bob's in it. Bob Dylan, American treasure, one of the greatest lyricists to ever put pen to paper in this country. If anything, you can even say he's one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest American poets. Let's say that, actually. Bob Dylan, one of the greatest American poets, truly is. I like to think so. It's truly one of my favorites. I'll say that. So that's what's coming out this weekend. If you do have a Netflix subscription, or you're someone who likes to pirate, which I don't recommend, but hey, Rolling Thunder's on there, and also this new Adam Sandler film with Charlize Theron, I think, is in there, and Jennifer Aniston. Murder mystery. I don't know anything about it, and if it's anything that has to do with Adam Sandler in modern times, count me out. I'm sorry. I want nothing to do with that man. I don't like any of his stuff in modern time. I'll probably check it out. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll probably watch it, but yeah. Another movie that I've actually heard some interesting things about. I don't know if it's any good. I don't know if it's any good, but I heard it's in theaters not too far from me. Is The Last Black Man in San Francisco. And I know nothing about this movie other than the title, and other than I'm currently looking at it on Google, states that it has a 95% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. That's fantastic. That's amazing. The cast. Let's look at the cast. You got Jimmy Falls. You know him from nothing, right? No, wait. I've seen his face before. Where have I seen his face? I've seen his face in absolutely nothing. Yeah, absolutely nothing. Okay. Jimmy Falls. Okay, he looks like a guy that I know. Maybe that's it. Thora Birch, and you have Danny Glover. So that's cool. So the movie's about Jimmy and his best friend, Mont, try to reclaim the house built by Jimmy's grandfather, launching them on a poignant odyssey that connects them to their past, even as it tests their friendship and sense of belonging in the place they call home. Huh. So it sounds like some sort of emotional tearjerker, I guess. Definitely my type of movie. I'm gonna check it out. It's made by the guy who made American Paradise, who I think that guy's in it. The guy that I said that I know him, Jimmy Falls. I think American Paradise is a short film. Yeah, short 18-minute short film. You can check it out on YouTube, I guess. I might have seen that. I might have seen that 2 years ago and probably was like, oh, that's where I know him from. But anyway, The Last Black Man in San Francisco, that just sounds like not a fun movie, but a movie that's going to make you think, and a movie that's going to make you realize the kindness and the levity that an individual can bestow on themselves and on each other, I guess. I don't That's what I'm getting from this. Like, it just seems like a very heartfelt and yet emotional movie. And I'm excited. I'm actually very excited to check it out. Not sure if it's on Netflix. It's probably just the movie that is in theaters, which these are the movies that you got to go out there and give all your money to. You know, you got to respect the fact that these movies are being made. I'm gonna go on a tangent now because that's what it's about. This is Tangent Fridays, and I'm gonna talk about this. I don't know how long I'm gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about it. I'm really sick and tired of people, and when I say people, I mean like the average person that doesn't go to the movies other than, and I think we've talked about it on previous episodes, but these are people that don't go to the movies often. And that's a lot of our listeners, I'm sure. But I'm not mad at those people. Who I don't understand are the people that don't go to the movies often and like to talk crap about movies and say they're not making anything original these days. They're not making anything original. I don't understand that. That is an outright lie. That is a complete misunderstanding of film and what it means to be it's a slap in the face to directors, to writers, to producers, to creators in general. Okay. June alone. Let's look at June alone. The Secret Life of Pets 2. Okay, fine. That is a sequel to a film that, which you can guess more or less say was a rehash of a Toy Story idea, but with animals. Okay. Not completely original. Late Night. Okay, it's a movie about a late night host. A female writer who's in danger of losing her the show late night show host is in danger of losing her long running show, and she hires her first female writer. That's a really cool premise. I enjoy that. To me, I guess that's original. I haven't seen that before. X-Men Dark Phoenix. Okay, it's a sequel to a very long standing comic book franchise. Okay, got me there. They've done the story before, so it's definitely not original. Pavarotti. It's a documentary about Luciano Pavarotti. That's original. I haven't seen one yet. And if there is one, then it's still original in my eyes. I Am Mother. Okay. I don't know about this story being used before, but I like the idea. It's a new generation of humans are raised by, quote, mother, a kindly robot design to repopulate the earth following the extinction of mankind. Yeah, maybe it's a story you've heard before, but I can't think of one that I've heard like that. So maybe that's original. Funan, Cambodia. This is an animated movie. Project Ithaca, Wild Rose, Leto is another movie. Looper, The Caddy's Long Walk, Framing John DeLorean. There's that movie. Hollowed Ground. This one's for the ladies. Rolling Thunder, as I said. Men in Black International, of course, a remake of a bunch of Shaft, of course, a remake. The Dead Don't Die. What is that? That's not something that's been done before. That's a new story. Killer Unicorn. What is that? That is a new story. America with all these. There's so many movies. My point is this. There are countless movies being made. There are countless movies being made that are quote unquote original. But let's be honest. Yes, every story has been told, more or less. Okay? But the fact of the matter is, yes, there are going to be sequels to big budget movies. Like the Avengers and all those Marvel movies, there are going to be the sequels to those movies. There's going to be Star Wars sequels, Fast and the Furious sequels, Transformers sequels, so be it. There's going to be all of that. But just under those big box, big tentpole movies, you're going to have movies that I've just named you. Or like this new movie coming out next week, Anna. Yes, it's a story we've more or less heard before, but it's a new take. It's a new take. So there's plenty of movies that are being made that are either original or reimaginations of something. There's a movie I'm really excited for. Mike's excited for because he's baffled by the idea. Is Yesterday. It's a story about what if the Beatles never existed, and yet the only person that knows is the guy that's singing all their songs, and he becomes famous based off the fact that he's singing their songs because no one else knows who the Beatles were. And that is a wacky movie premise, and yet guess what? It's original. Or at least I haven't been told it wasn't original, but come on. So there's plenty of original content being created. It's just the individuals that are, whether or not you're willing to go out and seek that content, whether or not you're willing to get up from your ass, get up your ass, get off that seat, whatever it is that I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? If you can get your ass off of that seat, make your way to a movie theater that's not across the street from your house, that only plays the latest and greatest movies. If you can go to a movie theater that's playing the smaller films, then you'll have a change of heart. Then you'll have an understanding of like, oh wait, they are making movies that are not just the big MCU films or the big whatevers. See, the good thing about living in New York City and the good thing about living in Los Angeles, and in some cases Chicago, is that more often than not, you're gonna see a big movie, and you're also going to see a small movie. Or at least you have the option to do both of those things. There's plenty of people that I know that they only see the smaller films. That's all they do. They don't like seeing big budget movies. And then there's people that only see the big budget movies, and then there's people like me who goes out and see whatever that is on his mind or whatever he likes to check out. So that's something I want a lot of people to think about. Is there more to the movies than just the big budget movies? Of course there is. Of course there is. But that's not where their money is at, because people are not going to go see the smaller movies. And that's why they're smaller movies. And it's all a complicated thing as to why the big budget movies are the way they are. It's because the studios have their way, all this stuff. But anyway, that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. There's something else I wanted to actually bring up really quick. It's really, really quick. The Hagrid ride now at Universal. I heard it's a 10+ hour wait if you're at Universal. Yeah, not going to go check that out if I was in Florida. When I do go back to Florida, I'm avoiding that ride at all costs because I'm not waiting. You know my thing. I don't wait on a ride that's longer than an hour. That's it. Longer than an hour, I'm done. I'm not getting on that ride. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's really quick. A little rant I had there. Check out factsnotincluded.com and make sure you let us know what you think about us on Facebook, Twitter, on all the social medias. Instagram, don't forget to check out our Instagram. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Peace out. Bye-bye.